Being a restaurateur, an entry-level employer right here in the Crenshaw district led me to understanding my purpose: to help young, underserved, undereducated, and oftentimes underloved young people discover possibility, passion, and ultimately their own power. I was raised by parents who instilled in me a strong value system of how we should treat other people, be they employees, friends, or your own family. Reggie and Renee Webb opened their first two McDonald's December 18th, 1985. I was 11. My dad, having been an executive at McDonald's, decided it was time to become an entrepreneur. So he cashed in some stock that he'd accumulated to use as a down payment for those first two restaurants. My mom, a CPA, stopped her own corporate ladder climb to join my father in what became the family business. I'd say that mine is a pretty traditional African-American father. I mean, the man can barbecue with the best of them, and he's got a mean domino game, only to be outdone by those old school domino sayings like, when in doubt, put an ace in a man's face. Or if you were to ask him a question to which the answer is emphatically and obviously yes, he might respond to you, sweetheart, is fat meat greasy? To me, my parents embody the actualization of the American dream from a uniquely African-American point of view. Both were raised in single women-led households, attended inner-city high schools right here in Los Angeles. Moms went to Dorsey, pops went to Manual. Conscientious, somewhat militant in their teens, wearing afros in the 60s and early 70s, masters of code switching as they climbed corporate ladders in their 20s until they became entrepreneurs in their 30s. There was no sleeping in the Webb household, no hanging out in pajamas late in the mornings on Saturdays either. Nah, you had a few choices. You either had a long list of chores, you were involved in sports or some civic activity, or you went to work at McDonald's. Oftentimes, I'd be doing the latter. I enjoyed working in the stores. At 11 years old, I would work one of two positions, either lot and lobby, cleaning the lot in the lobby, or I was working on French fries. The teenagers in the stores were older than me, but they embraced me, and I embraced them. I never thought that I was much different or better. I just wanted to fit in. So as the years went by, when I had a chance to work on the grill, I wanted to be the fastest. When I was on fries, I never wanted anyone to wait for hot, perfectly salted fries. And when I was old enough to work the drive-thru, I wanted to get the order right the first time, every time. I knew that doing my part was in mine and my family's interests. I began to learn how to manage the business by the numbers, as managers were consistently monitoring the sales, the labor productivity by the month, the week, the day, the hour, and even the 15-minute interval. I learned these and a lot of other things in the restaurants, and I received a master's class at the dinner table every night. I enjoyed the 20-minute drive from our new suburban home in Rowland Heights to Pomona. I don't remember all that was shared, but I do know that I asked a lot of questions, and I received straight talk answers about the hows, the whys, the whos, and the whats of operating those first two stores. What I received was amazing parenting, but it was also incredible, loving mentorship. Because I saw what my parents did, and I knew that I had the skill and the backup to be able to do it too. Love. It's a powerful word, and one that sometimes seems foreign when we're talking about business. But I think love needs to show up wherever leadership occurs, whether it be parenting, coaching, teaching, or leadership at work. One of the benefits of becoming recognized as a business leader in our community is being invited to sit on boards of organizations doing work that I believe in. The California Community Foundation is one. 5 years ago, I was invited to sit on an advisory council for Bloom. Bloom is an acronym for Building Lives of Opportunities and Options for Men, an initiative to reduce recidivism amongst African American boys in South LA, ages 12 to 18. What we learned is that when an African American boy who's already had a brush with probation is partnered with a mentor to help him deal with the adversity in his life, he gets consistent, attainable results. Did you know that in California, 40% of African American boys do not graduate from high school? And that 90% of them end up going to prison at some point in their lifetime? But if they graduate from high school, only 12% go to prison. Loving leadership. UCLA researchers working with California Community Foundation found that of all the boys that entered the program, only a small fraction of them recidivated. In 2017, I'm proud to report that we had a 100% high school graduation rate. Working with the young men in the Bloom program reminds me and makes certain that I know what I saw in McDonald's growing up and what I see in our Buffalo Wild Wings restaurants today is so true. That it matters from not which we come, but that when love shows up, our young people do too. When a young person comes through our doors, the first thing that I want him to get, or her, is that God loves them the same way that he loves me. And they have every right to create what they want to create for themselves in their lives, as I do. You should see the look on their face when they consider for the first time that the possibility is much more than maybe their life circumstances have led them to understand up until that point. So it's my job as their leader to create a culture that helps them to understand their power and their possibility by giving them some skills and teaching them first how to exercise a muscle of excellence, something you can learn whether you're on French fries at McDonald's, bagging groceries at the grocery store, or spinning wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. At the end of the day, that's my job. And it's an invitation to every other so-called entry-level employer to do all we can to help the young people in our communities that work in our businesses discover their power, their ability to win. Thank you.